First up on your Feed at 5 on this Monday, during COVID, a lot of us had to pivot, and that includes our schools. Now, one local educators group is upset that some of the COVID CARES Act money is going directly into the pockets of administrators. Our Romney Smith joins us now to explain. Romney, what's the story here? What happened?
Jay, there's a lot going on, but basically the Massillon City School Board approved paying dozens of administrators an extra 10 days of pay as a bonus for their hard work during the pandemic when everyone was working hard. And the Educators Association is saying, what about the students? Now you're looking at a list of the administrators and some psychologists slated to receive the payment, which is expected to add up to a total of $150,000. In a letter, the Massillon Educators Association says all COVID-related funding is supposed to be used on students, COVID testing, and preparing buildings to be safe for everyone. As you know, everyone connected to the school, including administrators and teachers, were impacted, and that's why the group is questioning how this money is being spent.
Is because these are COVID emergency relief funds. So for example, right now, all of our elementary students go to school every day in 80 to 90 degree weather, wearing a mask in schools with no air conditioning. To us, that seems like a bigger need and use of federal funds than to reward the already highest paid employees.
The Massillon City School Superintendent sent 3 News a statement today saying that he agrees the money should be used on safely keeping schools open. However, that administrators faced more work to keep Massillon schools open during the pandemic, and that school psychologists will be compensated for the restricted timelines that they had to navigate while staying in compliance with state and federal guidelines. Now, the teaching professionals compiled a list of 15 items that they think the money would be better spent on. That includes things like making sure there is a nurse in every school, as well as kindergarten assistants and extra help for students who might speak English as a second language.
Well, you can certainly see why they would be upset. The money is going instead to administrators. Romney, for context here, how much money did Massillon City Schools receive in federal funding? What was the total?
That's a great question. We're actually talking about a total of $5.6 million since last spring, March of 2020. And keep in mind that money can be used for various things, including planning for the next school year and safety for the next school year starting this fall. Now, keep in mind, teachers are saying, again, they're not trying to say administrators didn't work hard. They're acknowledging our administrators worked hard, but so did students, so did parents, so did other faculty and staff members, and they're not asking for a bonus. They're asking for this money to be given back to the students in the form of resources.
You know, something tells me we haven't heard the last of this story. Romney Smith, live on What's New. Romney, thanks.